isugu timaadeen runtii adinku ka kala yimid xaafado fogfog oo aan malaynayo waliba inay rabo badan ay jiraan intijaahiina iyo dadaalkiina wuxuu yahay mid community-ga loogu danaynayo ma ahan mid shakhsiyadeed waxaan maanta isugu nimidna waa dan runtii naga wada dhaxaysa xaqiiqiyan markaan idin mahadceliyay kadib ku noolaanshaha waddankan wuxuu u baahan yahay in lagu noolaado si ka duwan sidii aynu Soomaaliyeed.
Sorry about this. Thank you so much for everybody's coming today, and I would like to say welcome to our community center. Especially, I would like to say welcome as a Deputy Mayor, Darren Smith. Please welcome to our Somali Community Service of Seattle. And I would like to say another one again, and Aaron Fishbone, also as always working with him. And others hand, Abdullah Diri, I would like to say thank you, and Nafisa, and Naima, who's here today. And I would like to say please welcome our community center. And thank you, rest other people. We always work together, especially a lot of the community leaders. Thank you, Hamdi and OJ. A lot of I want to say. Other thing, today is very special day, and I would like to be everybody in a Somali Ubadilaya. waxaan hadda ugu hadlayaa af Soomaaliga because waxaan jecelnahay in dadkan dhamaanteen inkastoo aan ka jeclayn maanta inay ka bataan laakiin way noqon weyday roobka dartiisa waxaan jecelnahay inaan unity noqono oo isla shaqeyno aanu ku soo dhaweynaa dadka madaxda sharafta leh maalin kasta noo yimaado community-geena aad u mahadsantiin marka aan meesha ku soo dhaweeyo
Sofia.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you everyone for coming and joining us this afternoon. Our chair, Mohammed Mahmoud, is not here, and for personal reasons, he cannot be here, but he does send his greetings for the rest of us that are partaking in this event. For those of you that don't know SAPAC and what it stands for, I'm going to go over the mission and vision a little bit. The mission of the Somali American Public Affairs Council is to promote the economic development and political influence of the Somali communities in the Northwest. SAPAC aims to support social policies that will enhance the living standards, healthcare, and education of the Somali community, with the support from key allies and partners in local, state, and national levels. Our vision is our primary focus will be to promote the social policies that will benefit the Somali communities. SAPAC will provide resources to the state and local representatives regarding the trends on forecasting most updated statistics of Somali community in the Northwest. Therefore, introduce political concerns for legislative processes to facilitate Somali social change. The Northwest Somali communities and SAPAC aspires to be the state's premier organization, advocating equality and justice for the Somali communities, in addition to address the educational, economic, social, and political challenges of today and in preparation for tomorrow, for those of tomorrow. Thank you.
marka waxyaalahaas aan u baahanahay inaynu iyo community-ga wax badan ugu baahan yahay in ay anu wax nagala qabto annaguna codkeeda waa saxiix haddana Soomaalida kulli waa isku raaceen codkeeda inaanu siino nimanka.
Thank you. The Mursukule, the Yumatsi Ruti, Inta and Kurajin Ahmed, who is Samayo, the biggest announcement in the event. Waham Kurajaya, Imam Hamza, please come forward, Imam Hamza.
I kind of forgot my name. They love Seattle so much. This is, for some of us, this is our home. Like for me when I came here, I came as a teenager. So the country I know, the place I know is Seattle. I never go back to Africa. So Seattle means to me everything. It means to me everything. That's true for everyone. So So this is very good initiative for the community for inviting the mayor's company. It's good that they get to know us, we know them, and we tell our passion and our love for the city. And whatever program they're running, we're 100% with them. There wouldn't be any question that you won't be involved in that. So they're gonna get our vote. So thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. هذه يوم سيء سجرة والله سنتي مركلة دمانتي والله Somaliyeed ماله بعرفت مادين مركلة يعني من هذا لنا هدي أنا وكوها ضي مرجع SAPAC Somali American Public Affairs Council يقولي بمام السهرة يقولي بمام حمدي يقولي برمان علوم ذي مشاهد السوق هذا مركلة يعني الله يعين والله استعين والله سنتين هذيك يقولي بس هذه أبو مانسون واحد الله مركلة يعني ما يقدر يسوي رجيله ونعرض بيبو مستر أحمد وضد كنت قدرني كان أحمد عرو مستر مركلة أنا كوها ضي دونا مرجع SAPAC يسمى حفلة النص أفجر دونا وأنا يدو تهاي biggest inay tahay waliba speech at the event inuu qaadan doono ama muhiimadda ugu badan ee maanta isagu Mr. Ahmed soo
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And overwhelmingly you can see the community leaders, the faith and everybody are here, and we would like to work with you on this very important day to make sure that the mayor comes back to this office again. And before I close, I would just like to say thank you again, and I would like you to pass this message to Mayor that we will be working with him, even though this is the most important time. What we see also the most important time for us is after the month of the elections. So we'll be working with you and in terms of meeting all the issues that the community has. And we thank you again, and we thank everybody who came here today to listen to us. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you.
وما سنتين لما تيبا سيدا تمر وبكت معتنا هذه ما سنتين ونرى مركلة هدية على الله ودري وكلاه هل picture يعني ودكين توما نقولنا هل picture انت عارفين we're gonna make one.
Provides training for preschool teachers through the Family's Net Levy. The mayor's proposed budget for 2014, the brand new budget, includes funding for 20 slots in the Early Learning Academy to train family home providers. Family home providers. Many of these providers are from the Somali community. We are putting real dollars in for this Early Learning Academy so we can improve the quality training for the people that provide those services to your families. I know another issue that came up in this letter was around incarceration rates and the fact that we have many from the immigrant refugee communities, the Somali community, youth in particular, that are in the jail system. And this is a tragedy that we all need to work on the front end so we never get there. But a couple of things we're doing to address this. For the first time ever in the mayor's new budget, we are expanding our Seattle Youth Violence Prevention Initiative. Because see, the Youth Violence Prevention Initiative actually stops once you hit about 17. It's very effective for the younger ones. But we have a problem in that 18 to 24-year-old range. And these are some of the same young people that end up in the system. We are putting real dollars in to expand the Seattle Youth Violence Prevention Initiative to include 18 to 24-year-olds for the first time in the city of Seattle. Those will be new dollars and new contracts to work on that issue so that we can hopefully, if not completely stem the tide of this, at least take a really good hard look at how we can prevent our children from ending up in the system in the first place. It's very, very important, and I hope you'll support that. But this is brand new for the mayor's new budget. Another piece, and this is something that's very important as well, is called Career Bridge. We started this about a year ago. Career Bridge, well, first of all, about 2 years ago, February, we started seeing an uptick in violence in some of the streets of Seattle. Some of it was related to gang activity. There were gunshots. Everyone felt very afraid about this, and the police were working on it, but it was still very challenging for us. As the hallmark of the mayor, we brought in the community. to say, what can we do together to work on this? So we brought in people like Paul Patu from the Rainier Beach Family Center, Betty Patu, who is the elected school board representative from our area of town, because, you know, I live down here too. We brought in members of the clergy as well and community leaders, and we said, okay, what can we do to work on together? And what they said to us was, for people that are coming out of the prison system, they need options. Because what happens is they come out, it's hard to find housing, it's hard to find a job. And if you can't find housing or a job, sometimes it's a little too easy to fall back into old habits. So we developed a program called Career Bridge, working with the Seattle Jobs Initiative, with our community partners. So if you are from a mosque, or a church, or a community organization, and there's someone within your community that you want to sponsor for this program, you can sponsor them. And that means you're with them, right alongside them. We bring the city together, along with our job training organization, Seattle Jobs Initiative, and we've had several cohorts of people from Career Bridge that get access to job training, that get access to childcare if it's needed, get access potentially to help with transportation, with work boots, even with housing costs, because we want to make sure that none of those reasons, those support surrounding reasons, drop away, because if they do, people often drop out of the job training program. So Career Bridge is very innovative. It's a partnership between the city, the community, and the individual. So we put our human services investment dollars and our economic dollars together to make a difference on this program. And here's the big news and why I'm so excited to talk to you about this. For 2014, we upped the level of money in Career Bridge in the mayor's budget. This year it will include new cohorts, which are English language learners, which means people that have English as a second language now are eligible to be part of Career Bridge. So we're going to actually up the level of participation so that we can actually provide more for the community. The mayor is very proud of this program. We have to make sure that it's supported among our city council members because it's innovative. It's a partnership between the community, the city, and the individual, and we think it's making a real difference. So these are just a few of the things I wanted to mention to you that have changed since Mayor McGinn came to office. The fact that we have an Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs, the fact that we have a deputy mayor of community, these are all different from the old days. And it's really a hallmark of the fact that we think it's incredibly important that you are part of the conversation and how this city works. You know, several weeks ago, I received a delegation from another country. I often talk to folks that visit us from other countries, other deputy mayors or elected officials, and this group was from Denmark. And they wanted to come to Seattle, and they wanted to talk with me specifically because they have a growing population in some of their cities in Denmark, and they wanted to see what's happening in Seattle. What can we learn? And one of the first things I said to them was, here's what you need to do. You need to make sure that the lines of communication are open, that someone is there that's dedicated, that's really going to not just pay lip service to it, but really make those connections with the community. Hear from the community, take their ideas in, and that should be reflected in how you spend your money in your budget, what programs you develop, and how the community feels that they're included. That's what we've tried to do. That's what we'll continue to do when we re-elect the mayor. So that's what I really wanted to talk about, but I'm really happy to answer any questions you may have. And again, thank you so much for having me here. And I do want to say just one more thing about what you're doing here today. And this is what I want to kind of finish my portion of talking about, which is the PAC you're forming today. The fact that you're coming together to say we are going to be included in the conversation politically, Somali PAC, hugely important, hugely important. I want to applaud you for that. This is how you get heard. Communities have been doing this across the country for many, many years. Business organizations do it, okay? You should be doing this too. This is not to be taken lightly. The effort you make today will make a difference not just for your community, but frankly for the whole city of Seattle. You're that important. So again, thank you for what you're doing, and I'm happy to take questions. Hamdi first.
Actually, I don't have a question.
Oh.
But I would like to say a few words. Thank you very much Deputy Mayor Daryl Smith, and thank you very much, Aaron Fishbone, to come this afternoon here to join us, celebrate our first community meeting regarding our new organization that unites us all. This is a work that has been going for quite some time that we are really proud of, and it's an accomplishment from our end, really, that we want you to know. And I also appreciate that you came. I'm a leader, one of the leaders of the community. Some are not here, but most of them are here. We have our mosques here, great men, or all of them. We have our elders, we have our women, we have our youth, and we are united, working towards finding a solution that can help our community and taking us from where we are to a better place. We are very supportive of our new organization and their leadership, and we are glad that they invited you and they chose you to come here to allow you to understand who we are and where we came from and how we want to shape the future of our youth, our families, our elders, and all our communities. One factor is, always kind of steering my mind is that we understand the effort that the city is putting to promote the lives of all the communities, including the refugee community. But we also like to give a message to the mayor, which is please give him our greetings and our sincere appreciation to his new work, actually, and the fact that he acknowledges the presence of the refugee community in Seattle, the fact that he acknowledges the importance of our youth, and the fact that he acknowledges that, and he will work towards, success for all our families. One thing that I really want you to take from here is all the job that the city is doing must be equitable, must follow the social justice, as we talk about as we know the talk of the town is social justice, equity, and serving the community. Most of the time, our community is served by other organizations that claim that they have the expertise, that claim that they have the cultural, responsive behavior that is needed, which offsets our organizations. We are understanding, the rhythm of everybody that's, beating the drum. We understand and we follow and we want our share of the stake. Thank you so much. We appreciate that you have come, and we welcome you again and again, and we are with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Hamdi. See why I always listen to what Hamdi says? A lot of wisdom there. Hamdi makes great, great points, and we have our very best through our Human Services Department tried to make those changes, because believe me, it wasn't always the case that we have our contracts made up in a way that we try to work with and encourage those smaller grassroots organizations, because the mayor recognizes, and he's given direction to the Human Services Director, that we need to figure out ways of working with those community organizations that work with the community. You know them, they know you. Good work is going on. We just have to find a way to make those connections with the organizations and make sure that we get those contracts out on the street that actually can be effective at serving the community. And that's something that the mayor has pushed very hard on. Now, when you're driving an ocean liner, if you can visualize with me, it's hard to turn it on a dime. It takes a little bit of time to turn those things, but we are turning the ship. That's why you're seeing programs like the Immigrant Refugee Job Readiness Program for youth and families. That's why we've broken our contracts down to have more of those contracts directly in the hands of those community organizations that serve the community. So Hamdi's point is a really good point, and we're going to continue to work on it. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would like to bring to your attention for the new Airbush Community Center. Thank you very much. It's a really very, very good infrastructure.
The gentleman was talking about the Rainier Beach the brand new Rainier Beach Community Center and Pool. And just to remind folks, Mayor McGinn in his first budget speech, which took place at the old Rainier Beach Community Center, made a commitment that day that even during the heights of the recession where we were making cuts at the city budget, millions of dollars of cuts because we had to because of the recession, he made a commitment to rebuild the Rainier Beach Community Pool and Center. And we did. It's a $22 million project. We did it, and I'll go one step further. I received the bids from the prime contractors, okay, on the Rainier Beach Community Pool and Center, and we had no women and minority participation. The prime contractors are basically saying, we're going to let us rebuild your community center, and it's a low bid environment, meaning whichever prime contractor says I can build it for the least money, he wins, right? But all five had no women and minority contractor participation. We thought that was unacceptable. So we kicked all of the bids out, and we said we're going to rebid the project using what we call a new program called the Inclusion Plan that we helped to develop, okay? Now here's how this works. You're going to really want to clap on this one. Now, anybody who bids on any city construction contract that's over $300,000, which is basically everything, they have to do a documentable level of outreach, and they have to say how much work will be available for women and minority contractors, what kind of work it is, in order for them to be in the bid pool. So if you don't have it, we kick you out, right? Now, we rebuilt that Rainier Beach Community Center, and guess what? We had just about 20% women and minority contractors in on the project. So that's another example of leadership where we say it's not okay that we don't share broadly prosperity in the city of Seattle. How can we rebuild Rainier Beach Community Pool without members of the minority community helping to rebuild it? That's ridiculous. So that's what the mayor did, and we're very proud of that. Thank you for mentioning it.
I want to shift the topic, and I would like to talk about the election. Okay. Sida la socotaanba doorashadii waxa ka hartay 2 isbuuc ayaa ka hartay. Magaaladan Seattle waxaanu ku degannahay tiro aad u fara badan. Bisha 17keeda bisha bari daba bilaamisa oo October 17keeda warqadaha doorashada waa la isu soo dirayaa. waxaa la doonayaa inaad warqadahaas xafidaan si fiican u buuxisaan. haddaad si xun u buuxisaan codku waa kaa khasaarayaa. waxaa loo baahan yahay inaad dad buuxisid ovalka meesha madow saa u xariiqdid. dadka qaar baa jagaraya, qaar baa cross mariya, qaar baa circle mariya, saddexdaba waxba kama jiraan. waxaad u baahan tahay meesha madow ee tusaalada ay ku qoran tahay, tusaalaha ku qoran warqadda inaad la raacdo. haddii aad intaa kari weysana aad la raadsato qof kaa aqoon roon. waxaana la ka doonayaa in qof walba uu soo dabo ugu yaraan 10 qofood. uu yiraahdo war adigu ma voodday xil iska saartid. hadda waanu yarnahay, laakiin intaan dad badan bay warka gaarsiin kartaa. waxaan u malaynayaa Sahra nala joogtay odaga Jim McDermott ayaan 4 sano ka hor communitygan ku casunnay. intaanoo kala u timid marka wuxuu yiri waxaan filayay 2,000 oo qof inay iimaanayso laakiin intiina way ugu filantihiin buu yiri sababta ah anigu Soomaaliya waxaan joogay buu yiri 62 dhakhtar buu ka soo noqday Soomaaliya ilaa Ethiopia marka wuxuu yiri oral society baa tihiin buu yiri intaana ay ugu filan buu yiri 2,000 ba intaana iga badan buu yiri caawan walba telefoon buu guri markuu taga diraya wuxuu leeyahay waxa weeyaan soo codeeya marka waxa weeyaan telefoonka ku waca saaxiibada doonta waxa weey waa muhiim in la codeeyo waxa weey hal qof kaliya nafisa kaliya wax ma qaban karta ama nimco kaliya wax ma qaban karta ama adinku waxa weeyaan hadii dadku ay isgacan qabsadaan oo israadsadaan oo isdoontaan waxa weeyaan baasha la yiraahdo ant maxaa af Soomaali lagu yiraahdaa quraanjadu mulac weyn oo dhulka taal soo mariixdo inteenan haddaan isu tagno codkeenu wax weyn buu noqonayaa marka intaas aynu ku waaninayaa intaas aynu kula dardaarmayo assalaamu calaykum Kale mo halkee